Hello. Okay, boys and girls, welcome to another live session with questions and answers for Browser Automation Studio. I hope it's not too loud in here. I've had to put on the aircon. It's evening time in the Philippines. It's nearly midnight, but it's still hot. So I had to put it on and put it on nice and low. So hopefully it's not too loud. Just gonna open up this. It's not a beer, don't worry. It's a Monster energy drink. Yes, get some of that down my neck. Bit of a change up from coffee. So, yeah. Okay, just get organised. Delicious things. Rightio then. Okay, organised. Okay, got a list of questions already asked. Not really had time to look through these. Have a quick look. Threads, username, text file. Can you show me out of browser? Extension to browser. If it's good enough for me, it's good enough for you. That sounds all good to me. We can get on with them in a sec. Just a quick plug, guys. If you enjoy the videos or you enjoy the stream or you're watching the replay and you're getting some benefit from this and you fancy buying me a coffee, the link is in the chat or link is in the description if you're watching the replay. Anyone that buys me a coffee will get access to the lab vault, which is basically a Dropbox full of scripts, full of already compiled bots, videos, notes, and all different things that's actually stuff from a couple of years ago all the way through to yesterday stuff. So quite a mix of stuff, and it's added to every day. So it doesn't matter if you donate a coffee for $1 or you donate 50,000. Well, you might get a bonus if you donate 50,000 in coffee to me. However, it's so everyone can get access to stuff. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff in, and it's added to every day. So every replay that you see, every video, whenever you hear a script being done or mentioned, it's saved and then it's put in there. Okay, some of it's really good stuff. I think there's like a Twitter bot in there and all this kind of thing, and some of it is just simple scripts like how to pass a text file, for instance. But it's a growing list, and it's a way to say thank you for helping me out, so to speak. So again, if you want to fancy buy me a coffee, hit the link, but make sure that you leave either your email or a username, Discord preferably, but I can catch you on Twitter if must be, but prefer an email or Discord so I can link you to the access for that. Okay, let's get a couple more slurps of the old energy drink in. It is nearly 12 o'clock here in the Philippines. I'm just getting started, so great. What I'm going to do is split the kind of the live stream up. The first part is being recorded so that I can upload it as a replay. So I'm going to answer some Browser Automation Studio questions, and then afterwards I'm going to take a break and do some work that I need to do away from the stream, and then I'm going to re-stream again. I'm going to start tackling some projects, and then if you guys are around, then you can just chime in with any Bass, AutoIt, or JavaScript, or anything related questions, and I will pause and answer for you. Okay, let's get the show on the road. A couple more sips of this. Monster energy drink. Wow. I haven't had one of these since I was back home in the UK, so it's going down a bit of a treat. However, even though I'm in the Philippines, these are expensive. It's more expensive here to have one than it is back home. It was what was it? It was about 120 pesos. So that's about £2, £2. I think they're cheaper back home. I think you can get them for like 120. So yeah, Not everything is cheaper in the East. Huh? Right. Okay. Better check that the sound is on. That would help. La la la. Yep. That's good. Just check that I'm connected. Yep. That's all good. Looks like we're all go. Right. I'm going to start tackling the questions that I've already got here from the Discord, email, and all that good stuff. If anyone wants any answers to any questions, bass related, then just message me in the chat and I'll answer the best that I can. Right, so let's have a look here. I don't understand making threads. Right. Bit of a broad question, but I think you mean how do you do multiple threads? Okay, so let's get on with that. So multiple threads. So first of all, we'll create a resource and we'll call this surprise, surprise threads. I know, amazing. And then you want to have a fixed integer, probably pronouncing that wrong. Next. And then you want to put the minimum and maximum allowed. So as we're talking about threads, what's the minimum? So 1, I presume, and the maximum allowed threads that you want the script to be able to use. Okay. Now, bear in mind if you're giving this to a client or you're selling this, you probably do want to cap this because you'll be surprised what some crazy people do try and do on a PC with 2 gig of RAM and an old processor. They'll really try and max it out. So depending on, or if it's for you, then it's a different story. So I'm going to put 1,000 because I'm a brave little soldier. Okay, I'm going to hit next. I'm going to finish up. Okay, so that's our integer for threads. Okay, so then let me just save each step. Again, so stuff that I'm building now, if you donate and buy a coffee for me, all this kind of stuff is getting thrown into the lab, into the vault. So you'll get access to all this kind of stuff as well. Hey, David, thanks for joining me. See what you said. Beside that, add an extension. I've actually got that on the list here. Is there any way to perform a specific action with that extension? Do you know what, David? I'm only going to touch on extensions in this because there's about 3-4 other people in the Discord and a couple of people that have emailed me with the same issue with extensions. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I'm only going to touch on it because I am going to do a video this evening, tonight, well, early hours of the morning, just on extensions because it seems to be an issue for a lot of people. So watch out for that. It's obviously going to be uploaded to the YouTube channel. And also, I know who you are, of course, so I will send you a link over to that video as well. Okay, so we are on threads at the moment. So then let's hit record and put 1. And I think this is where I don't actually know. I didn't put down the names of who sent in these requests. So here is where you need to change the threads. That's the only thing you need to do. It's not the only thing you need to do. That's a lie. Hold on. So here we replace a number of threads with the resource that we made. Okay, hit OK. Run type 1 time. So if you leave it like this, as it says, it's going to run through the script 1 time, regardless with how many threads you run. Okay, so you want to change that, and you could have repeat. So that will just keep on running until till your resources run out. Example: if you have a list of URLs that you need to visit, then it's going to keep going until that list is finished. So that's normally a good option. Or custom is where you can actually set the number of runs. So you could do that, and then suddenly this will change so you can edit them. So the green is how many successful runs to make, and this is how many fails allowed. So normally when I'm doing a script, then I'll give the user the option. So this is kind of related to threads, so I'll just do it anyway. So I'll create a resource and call it runs to make. I don't know off the top of my head. I'll do. Fix it in a jar again. And then I'll just put maximum 100, that's fine. Finish. And then I'm going to create another one. Fails allowed. And the reason I normally have this as an option for a user or a client is so that they can say how many fails are allowed to happen before the bot will stop, and obviously then something's wrong. So I like to give that option, but that's down to you, of course. So again, finish. There we go. So we have our two new resources, runs to make and fails allowed. Hit record. Wait for this. Definitely enough time for another slurp of energy drink. Okay, so we've changed it to custom. Now we can edit these. So with the green one is how many successful runs to do. So I'm going to change that to runs to make. And the fails I'm going to change to, probably guessed, fails allowed. Okay, now let's test this whole scripting thing by making the bot do something. So obviously I'm just showing you how to do multiple threads. So I'm just going to go browse, load, and good old bing.com. Okay, go to Bing, lovely, and then we're gonna use a waiter. We're gonna sleep, and we're gonna sleep a random time between 5 and 10 seconds. How about that? And then we're going to tools, log, and say I went to Bing. Wow, probably the most advanced bot ever made. I know. I also would like to. Where is? I don't really need to show you. Actually, I'm wasting time just to show you how to do threads. I'll do. Afterwards. Yep. So then, let's save and run this beast of a script. So run threads. Let's do 4 runs to make 100 fails allowed. 100. Who cares? Hit OK. Okay, and here's our threads loading. They'll take a couple seconds between them. There you go. I went to Bing. Woo! There you go. I went to Bing. If you open these, they're going to Bing. And that is how you do multiple threads. And it's going to carry on doing it until it's hit 100. So I'm sure you guys don't want to sit around and watch that. So anyway, that's how you handle threads. So let's stop that. That's threads. I've actually got something in the lab deposit for threads, so I'm not going to worry about saving this. What else we got? How do I save usernames to a text file? I presume you're talking about once you've scraped them. Okay. Oakley dokley. Let's get rid of yeah, let's get rid of these. How do I save you? Oh, to a text file. I was gonna ask if you meant a database or you meant text file or so on, but you said text file. So let's carry on from something that we were doing the other day with the good old what's it called? TikTok. Oh my god, what a site. Okay, so let's record. Hey Van, what's up? I'm good. How are you? What's cooking? Okay, so get rid of this. Okay, so let's go over to a site that amuses me every time. Actually, let's just what's it? Oh yeah, TikTok. I always forget if it's .com or not. Yep, it's .com. That's fine. Just checking. Just checking. Right. Down. TikToking it up, baby. this site. This is crazy. I think I keep going on about it, but I've only been on this site like 4 times, and it's only via request. And it's just a load of girls doing some dancing, and wow. Right then. Anywho, let's get some usernames. We did this in a previous video, so let's just, as I recall, I think it's H5 or oh, let's just find out anyway. So let's start a loopity loop. If I can find start loop. Van, what's your problem with TikTok? I heard that you're on there 8 hours a day, at least 8 hours a day. So let's grab, yeah, so H3, that's fine. So let's grab them. Okay, so what we've done, we've gone to TikTok, we've started a loop. We can get rid of, we don't really care about the loop stage. Ah, David, the buy me a coffee. There's a link there. Okay, all this is free, obviously, it's fine. But if you appreciate what's going down, then hit the link. It's the pinned link, and then you can just it's basically a donation, but it's called buy me a coffee. It doesn't matter if you buy me a coffee for $1 or $50,000. Okay, you'll then get access to the lab, which is basically a Dropbox, and anything you've seen previously that I've done, scripts, videos, there's compiled bots in there, there's like Twitter bots in there. There's stuff that goes back from a couple of years ago all the way through to the present day. You just get access to that. So basically, when you go to, we'll call it donate a coffee, it says leave a note. Just make sure if you do, then just make sure you leave your username or an email or a Twitter handle so I can get hold of you, just so I can give you the password for that. It's on a Dropbox at the moment, but I'm going to make it accessible through Google Drive as well. Yeah, so it's just a way of saying thank you for the donation. It's just got some, I'll be honest, some of it's just simple stuff like passing the file, passing the username, and then there's compiled bots. There's really advanced stuff too. There's like API calls and all that kind of stuff. Some of it's really good, and some of it you'll just be like, oh, it's okay. But altogether, it's quite a good little thing. And then anything that you see in the videos that I'm doing now and in the future, it all gets put in there, so it's kind of like constantly updated. Okay, end of the shameless plug. I'm just going to do this now. So we don't really want to see the loop repetition. What is this guy doing? Can you guys see this? So this guy, sorry to interrupt, this guy, he's from the Philippines. He has a broom and he's doing a dance, and he has 1.5 million likes, 13,000 comments. What? Anyway, right. So we've got our loop started. So for each one of these, what do we want to do? We want to grab I don't know, the person who asked me this question, I'm not sure if he wanted the actual username or the link. So I'm just going to grab the actual username. However, you could, instead of going get element text, you could get, there's one get element link. I can't actually find it. Get link URL, sorry. So if you wanted the actual URL for the username, you could use that. But just for ease, just to take the easy road. I think I've had too much energy drink. Get element text. Okay. Yes, we're inside the loop. And then we're going to save it as username. Makes sense? Don't fail if you can't find it, because sometimes it won't. And then what do we want to do? Well, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come off of it here. I'm going to save. I'm going to make a resource where to, not like that, I'm not. Where to save usernames. And that is lines from file, next, 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 next. We're good to go. So then we hit record. Now we need to select somewhere to save the usernames. I don't know, like Empire Gang, Empire Gang Gang. Right, let's new T usernames. How's that sound? Okay, let's get that in there. Load, and then here, so basically we're going to load TikTok. We're going to do a loop through the whole page and look for the element which is a h3 tag in this instance. And for each one of them tags, we're going to collect the text, which is the username. And then here we are going to file system, write to file. What's the path we want to write to? Well, we just made the resource for it. Where to save usernames. The data that we want to save is the variable username. So it's going to loop through these so that that variable username is going to change for each one it finds. So it's going to find the first username on the page, save it. Then it'll be the variable username will then change to the second one it finds on the page, and so on and so on and so on. I hope that makes sense. It should do when I show you it. So then add line ending symbol and append so that it goes onto the ends and not like in a row, unless you want it in a CSV format. Hit OK. And then I don't want to log that. I want to instead log the username. So come here and then tools, log the username. Okay, let's just see if I can catch up. I tried this software a year ago. Who's this? Arnold. I tried this software a year ago, liked it too much, but it got stuck, frozen when collecting a couple thousand rows and so me to generate. How's it behaving now? Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. The best way to find out is to download it. You know it's free. Browser Automation Studio. Download it for free and give it another try. Collecting rows. I wonder how many threads you were running. Was that a lot? And a couple of thousand should be fine. I mean, yeah. Give it a go. Download it again. Give it a go. I guess that's all I can say on that. Van, don't expose me like that. Come on, we're about truth here. Okay, Van does not spend 8 hours a day on TikTok. It's only 5. Give him a break. So can you show us thread delay? Yes. Yes, you did ask me that before. Let's put that onto the list, man. Definitely. Thread delay. There's a few ways to do that. There is a few ways. Crack on with that. David, I'll get you a coffee and get one for myself too. David, the man, the legend. Thanks a lot for that. I'm really grateful, and I know who you are anyway. So leave a note when you donate the coffee anyway. But I know where to find you. So after the stream, I'll get the link to you. And yeah, like I said, it's always updated. Anything you see me doing around on Discord, on here, it all goes into the vault. So you get access to that for life. So all good. Right. So let's see if this bad boy does what we say it's going to do. If not, let's blame Van. I think it's the best way. Right. Okay. So go to TikTok, unfortunately. Okay, start the loop. Find the H3 tag. So the first H3 tag. Let's see if it found anything. Nope. Oh, because I log it out at the end. Silly. Okay, let's go through a couple. So 2, this will be the third one it finds, and that's it. Because it can only find 3, because we're at the top, we'd need to scroll down for it to find the other ones. But I think I can make my point with this. Did we get the usernames? Yep, the first one, that's the second username, and that's the third username. But that's not the point, is it? The point is, did it save to T usernames? Yes. And that is how you save, well, not just usernames, that's how you save anything that you scrape to a file. And of course, you could do this to a database. Also, guys, just a point while I think of it, I've left the link to the Discord channel there, and if you're watching the replay, then it will be in the description. Hop over on there. The new course is being released on the 15th, but the old course that's out now is absolutely free. Okay, so if you want to get your hands on that, just join the Discord channel, and then I will add you. You get put into a waiting room. There's some good music in there. You can wait in there, and then I'll add you to the full channel, and then you can have access to the course for absolutely free. If you feel like donating me a coffee though for it, feel free. This empire, the bot empire, was built on coffee. Rightio. So that's that. That's how we do that. Again, there's some TikTok stuff in the vault, so I'm not gonna save that either. Unfortunately, there's TikTok stuff in there. Next one. Can you show me how to get a website without a browser? So I presume you mean requests. Yes, you can work with Bass. You can make requests, both GET requests and POST requests. You can work with APIs. There is a free video on the channel. Check that out. How to use APIs. So you can work with APIs. Instabot. No, we haven't discussed it, and it's only going to be a very brief discussion because you've just proved my point. So many people are asking about extensions, and that I'm going to do a separate video for it because there's so much to it, and I want to do some case study examples. So I am going to talk about it for a couple of minutes when I get to that question, which is on here. However, basically, I'm just going to brush over the subject, to be honest, because this evening about 4 o'clock ish, I'm going to do a separate video on it, and it will be on the channel. So watch out for that. Turn on notifications. I'll look at all these shameless plugs. Everyone subscribe, turn on notifications so that you'll get notified of when I release new videos. But that's definitely coming out because I've had such a demand for it. I'll talk about it briefly in a minute anyway, for sure. It's on the list. In fact, if you want to know, it is next after this one, which is how to get a website without a browser. Okay, so like I said, you can work with APIs with Bass. You can get requests, post requests. So how to get a website? Well, it's quite straightforward actually if you just want to get the HTML of a website. So well, we don't need to delete, we could just exit. We can just add to this. Let's record. Doesn't really matter because we're just gonna okay. So let's get rid of this. We've already got TikTok stuff in the vault, so we don't need to save this, and enough of TikTok. Right, so all you need to do to, in a sense, get a website, I presume this is what the person who asked me the question meant. HTTP requests, and then if you just simply want to get the content of the website, then you can press get and then just put your favorite website in. And I know all you guys, your favorite website is thebotempire.com, of course. And then if you want to put your user agents and referrers in and stuff, you can do so here. So if I go like that, then what you can do is you can look over here. It will automatically open this for you. This is the HTTP sniffer. So if we go down to the request that we made here, you'll see what we sent. And then if you hit the receive, you'll see all the good stuff. So this is the source code of the front page of the botempire.com. Now, I'm not sure, sometimes the preview works and sometimes it doesn't. If you press preview, you can actually, it'll piece together the HTML for you and show you a example. So it's quite good if you're doing lots of chain post requests and stuff. You can see whereabouts you're at, meaning you can kind of build a preview. It takes a while sometimes, and yeah, but you can do that as an option. I'm not going to make you guys wait for that. Okay, the other things to mention quickly about that is that you can get the status which is, for instance, a 200 means yes, everything's okay. You can actually see the status here, but if you want to save the status within your bot, here we can click the icon and we get a 200, which means it responded and everything's good. The other things that I find useful is get content, so it leaves out all the header and all that stuff. It's just the content. And with that being said, you can get just the header as well. So I could just go content. You can choose the type, but auto works just fine. And then it's going to be saved into a variable called save content. So let's start again. Okay. And then we have a variable and it has the whole of the page, the source code for the page in there. And that is how you get, I presume that's what you meant. In brief, that's how to get a site. There's more that you can do. Check out the options under the HTTP client, but that's the basics. And once you've saved the content, you can work with it. You can do regex on it to scrape data. If you mean by get website, you're talking about using APIs with a website. Yep, sure, because you've got get and post requests, so you're able to work with just about any API really that a website has. Okay, again, all this kind of stuff's in the vault, so there's no need to save any of this. Now, extensions. I'm just going to talk about it for like 2 minutes. There is an option. I think everyone that's asking about it knows that there is an option to add extensions. Now, with BAS, it's a bit hit and miss whether they work or not. I know a lot of you are saying, look, I'm adding the extension and then it runs and then the thread crashes. I've got a few pointers for that and a few things that may help. I will say that it's what's the right word? I've got some tips and stuff that will help less crashes. However, it's what's the right words for this? It's not, BAS is not really designed for extensions, or at least it doesn't work with every extension very well. So even though I'm going to do a video on it, it can be a little bit hit and miss. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now, because I'm going to do a whole video on the subject, because there's 4, 5, whatever, 6 people asking about the subject, so it warrants its own video. So yeah, I'll leave that there for now. Wait for the video. What are profiles used for? Okay, well, good question. Profiles is a way to have a folder, and each folder has a subfolder with a profile in, so that, for instance, you could make an account, and in that folder would save that account's cookie, fingerprint, passwords, everything about that profile. So let's just say that you made a Reddit account, okay? Then you could have it save the profile so that you can reuse it again. And in that profile would have, like I said, cookies, fingerprints, proxy that you used, everything about that. So it can work really well for if you're trying to fly under the radar with for a site. There is a whole section for profiles. If I can find it, profile, you can create a profile. You need a folder that will host all the profiles, so that you could, for instance, when you're making Reddit accounts, for each one, then make a profile for it. And as I said, it will save all the information in there. There is a whole video on the channel about doing profiles, okay? And also, even better than that, the link is on the channel. It's at the top. Join us on the Discord channel. Get the course for free, and that definitely has a whole thing-a-ling on profiles. Okay, so yeah, I'll leave that there because it's been covered both in free videos and in the course that you can get for free. Okay, can BAS beat the V3 captcha? Yes. Next question. No joke. Okay, so BAS has a whole section for that. Let's have a look. So you are going to need to use a third party capture service. So we come to browser, I presume you mean the ReCaptcha. ReCaptcha v3. Which service do you want to use? So these are the ones that actually have a service that can beat CAPTCHA. So we have the 2CAPTCHA, Antigate, and RuCaptcha. Also, you can use the service that I use, which is, and it's as far as I know, is the cheapest, or maybe I'm wrong, but as far as I know, it's yeah, it's that one. What's it called? Is it Monster Cat? Oh my goodness, Capture. There you go, Cat Monster. Their one, which is done by the guys by Xeno Labs. Okay, but there you go. No, this is not a plug. I don't work for them. There's no affiliate link or anything like that. But for me, they work really good. It's really quick, and the cost is really cheap compared to the other ones. Yeah, so they're right as well. What they say. Normally, you get a lot of hype, but they're right. It is about 2 to 3 times cheaper, and it's definitely a lot faster than other services, in my opinion. Okay. Check them out maybe, or if not, you might already have be linked to one of the services that are listed here. So let's just say it's 2CAPTCHA. You put in your API key that you find with your service provider there, and then action name. Okay, you should leave this as start because that means all of. Okay, you can use the advanced settings. Minimum score. So it's strongly believed that there's a score given when you enter a website closest to what you are. I think it's high or low. Let's have a look what they say. Minimum score. So it's a high score. Depends on your site. I'm not too sure actually is true, but anyway, the lower you put the score, that's the minimum score allowed. So I would put, you can leave it how it is. And then this is send current proxy. If you want to also use the proxy when you send this information to their server, then you can. You can read more here, but basically it'll beat the ReCaptcha challenge. And if you don't know what V3 is, it's the invisible capture. Okay, so you want to replace, you want to put this. So just let's do this instead. You want to have this before the site that you're going to enter. So just say you wanted it on, well, Reddit hasn't got it, but just pretends it's the site that you wanted it for. You have that first, the ReCaptcha information, and then go to the site that you want, and it will attempt to beat the ReCaptcha. Okay, yeah, and that's it. That's how you beat ReCaptcha free. Oh yeah, that. And thread delay, I am actually again highly requested. I'm doing a separate video on that too, and it is in the new course that's coming. However, let us things you can do for okay, we don't need to save this either, so let's just come out of here, save. It's time for a little slurp of the Monster energy drink. Yeah. Righty ho then. So let's hit record. We're not going to use these, but anyway. Now you have, this is the main thread for your bot, okay, as you probably know. You can switch this and then you can press this. No, this is not what I want to do. Add. And then you can change this. How do I get to, that's not what I want to do. That is not what I want to do. Oh yeah, yes I do. So let me start again. So where it says main, you can click that, and then where it says main again, No. Ah. Press the add symbol, and then where the pen is, you can change this to on application start. Hit OK, and that's going to hit save changes, and then you'll see a different function. Okay, so you've got your main and your on start. So you can set a delay just by doing sleeps. Okay, so you could sleep, but make sure it's a random wait time. Okay, and then each thread that starts will abide by that random sleep time before it starts. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Uh, the other way you could do it, if you want to, you could do it by time. Like, uh, yeah, you can find out what the time is now, and then you could do a sleep until. So you could do an if statement. What's the other way that you could even use an idle emulation, but make sure you do this on application start. Okay, so you could be idle emulation, and then have this as a random time. So you could do a random number, for instance, under tools, random number between obviously 10 seconds. So then it's put into a variable random number, and then idle, and then put in the variable there. But for this, you're better doing it with a sleep because there's no browser yet. Okay, that's some ways to do it. I'm only going to touch on it because there is a couple of better ways to do it. I'm going to do a video on that because it's highly recommended, but you can use them. Highly recommended. It's a question that's asked a lot, so it warrants another video. You can use them methods that I just showed you. There's a good one to use that uses time and date that I'll show you. But I'm going to have to round it up in a couple of minutes because it's that time. I need to do some work away from being live, and then in a little while I'm going to be going live again. So I'll leave it there. There is going to be a separate video on threads and sleeping them. I'm not sure that I'll have that today because I'm going to do the extension one today. The methods that I just taught you, use them for now, but watch out for the video because we'll go into some maybe better methods. I think they're better. Okay, guys, let's just have a look. Yeah, covered all them. That's going to be it for now, guys. If you've enjoyed the stream, consider donating a coffee. But if you do, please make sure you leave some form of way for me to get in contact with you, either your Discord username or your email or Twitter handle. Otherwise, I don't want you to think, oh, he didn't give me anything. He said there was a vault. Yeah, and also, guys, I'm going to be away for about an hour or so. I've got some work that needs my attention offline, but then I'm going to start streaming again. I'm going to be doing some projects that are like for music bots and all this kind of thing. So I'm just going to be live, plowing away on them. I'll be watching the chat, and then I'll have another version of Bass waiting. So if you jump on and you've got questions, then I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll do my very best to answer your questions. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks a ton for coming to support me and being on the stream. I'm aiming to do a lot more streaming now that my work schedule is changed and I've got a little bit of help in, hired some help. So my actual passion is doing courses and kind of like helping people and doing some live streaming. So I'm getting into that a little bit more. So I really appreciate all you guys coming out and supporting me. And I will see you, hopefully, if you guys are around, look out for the next notification saying that I'm live, which will be in about an hour or so. And I think I'm going to be working on some music bots, actually, for some services. Of course, not to be used for anything dodgy or anything like that. They're simply for my own playlists, etc., and for educational purposes only. But if you wish to join me and watch me start working with some of the music sites out there, then come and join me. And like I said, I will be watching the chat. So if you have any related questions, programming questions, then I will stop what I'm doing and not quickly, but I'll answer your questions. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. I think I've had too much energy drink. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot.